Konnichiwa, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about getting the buyer to actually take action and buy from us now. So let's get going. This is the fourth year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, and we are broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku. It is Chic Central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, the best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be released shortly. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive COVID-19. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentation Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 242, and today we're talking about I like it. It sounds really good, but I'm not going to buy it. You managed to get the appointment, which at the moment is seriously job well done. Trying to get hold of clients when everyone is working from home is currently a character building exercise. You ask permission to ask questions. Well done! You are now in the top 1% of salespeople in Japan. You do ask your questions and quickly realize you have just what they need. Bingo! We are now going to do a deal here today, so you are getting pumped. But you don't do a deal. In fact, you leave with nothing but your deflated ego and damaged confidence. The finish line was right there in front of you, and you fell down short. Why? This is one of the most frustrating things in sales. You do all of the right things, or so you think, and then you don't get the deal. You start analyzing what went wrong. Let me save you some time on that one. You didn't ask your questions in the right way. Finding out things like what they want, where they are now, and where they want to be are all brilliant questions. They won't do the deal, though, because you have missed one vital step. That step is to ask the question about where they want to be and ask it in a specific way. We can say, so you've mentioned to me the current state of play in the business. Can you now please allow me to understand where you want the business to be going forward? Good try, but no cigar. That question needs an addendum. We need to ask it in this way. So you've mentioned to me the current state of play in the business. Can you now please allow me to understand where you want the business to be going, and what are the implications if you don't get there fast enough? This is a clever phrasing of the question, because it is no longer about whether they can get there or not, but can they get there fast enough? Often, the buyer is sitting there listening to us, but thinking to themselves, oh, that's all very true, and we'll work on all of that by ourselves. That may be the case, but the world has not stopped, so that they can get their act together at their pace, when they are ready, in the fullness of time. No, they have competitors, are engaged in a life and death struggle for survival. And in that fierce contest, speed to market is a big factor. This is where we come in. The question is a good one because it challenges their ability to get it done themselves internally and done fast enough. They have to allocate scarce resources to this project, and they're already quite busy with what is on their plate now. We can provide that high level of expertise immediately and make a big difference. The best plan in the world, never executed, is no help. Procrastination affects people and institutions. Getting stuff done inside companies can be excruciatingly slow. So many meetings required, so many sign-offs, so much paperwork and bureaucracy to wade through. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Today's show is brought to you by, on the 25th of June, in our professional leadership series, we're looking at the evaluation process. On the 2nd of July, it's going to be handling mistakes. On the 6th of July, we'll look at motivational leadership. You can find out more about those programs on our website at enjapan.dalecarnegie.com, and you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. If you like learning by watching videos, we have over 1,000 for you there on Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Terebi Show. And don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Having a problem and doing anything about it are different things. As a salesperson, the first thing we learn is that the client is never on our timetable. You need that deal now, but they don't feel any sense of urgency. We have to make sure that sense of the size of the gap between where they are now and where they need to be is enormous, so vast that they just won't be able to do it by themselves. Also, we have to create that sense of urgency that the cost of doing nothing is not zero. We have to paint the picture of the opportunity cost of being too slow to get going and how their competitors are active and moving forward while they are lagging behind. If we don't do this well, they will imagine they can do it by themselves at their leisure. The person we are talking to is thinking they can be a hero to their boss by fixing the problem with no need to hire external solution providers. We could say to them, by applying our solution now, you will speed up the opportunity to gain increased revenues. These additional revenues will not only pay for our solution very quickly, but will build a war chest for you to be more agile in taking on your competitors. That won't work. Why? Because it is a statement from a salesperson trying to sell something. Instead, we need to extinguish that false hope of doing it themselves at their leisure by pointing out, through asking well-constructed questions, the folly of that approach. For example, If by applying our solution now, would it be beneficial to you to speed up the process to gain increased revenues? After they say yes, we continue. If these additional revenues allowed you to not only pay for our solution very quickly, but also build a war chest for you to be more agile in taking on your competitors, would that assist your business? We need to be sensitive to the client becoming our competitor for the needed solutions. We can most easily attack that false flag by raising the issue of speed. Few companies can move as quickly as they need to, and our agility becomes our competitive advantage as a solution provider. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, please work on your karma and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today, use it, and go out there and survive. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.